Hello, friends and enemies. It's me, V, and it is Saturday, January 2nd. I know I was supposed to put out a January 1st video, and it essentially was supposed to be like relationships and self-esteem. Getting up on the 1st, I just said, I don't fucking feel like it. I don't feel like it. It's really weird. I realized, and the reason why I said I don't feel like it is just because what could I say about relationships and self-esteem? My self-esteem was shit. I mean, I actually had self-esteem, I will say. I had self-esteem up until I joined retail, and then had countless managers tell me I had to bend over backwards to kiss people's asses who were rude to me, who lied on me and said whatever they felt on me. So I definitely questioned myself, especially when it came for asking for raises. A lot of times I was like, I would like a raise, and they'd say no. And I'd say, okay. And I'd be pissed off because I didn't fight harder. And I don't feel like doing that anymore. I don't feel like doing that anymore. If there's anything 2020 taught me, it was, hey, maybe you should be a little bit more vocal. The worst that could happen is they tell you no. The worst thing that could happen is they could say, fuck you. And guess what? The world keeps spinning. That's how I feel about things. That's how I feel. And it's a great feeling, and I'm fighting for myself now. It took me this while to fight for myself and realize what is it that I will and will not put up with. The shit that I put up with when 2016, 2018 was fucking ridiculous. I finally realized, you know what? And here's the crazy thing. I wrote this letter because I had always wanted a baby. And I had wanted a baby with this particular guy. And I waited. I waited for him to notice me. And then he acknowledged me. So I waited for him to ask me out. I waited for him to do something. He never asked me out. But I still waited. And waited and waited. He would get in a relationship, get out of a relationship, be single, but wouldn't say anything, wouldn't act on it. I would get in a relationship, get out of a relationship, waiting for him to act on it. Because that's heteronormative roles that I play in. When I am in a relationship with women, I ask them out. I'm like, hey, I like you. And it's very straightforward. I've been told by several straight people I should do that when it comes to guys or whatever. And I'm just like, this fucking sucks. But I see why they say it. Because then you know if that person's really into you or really interested in you. I waited for that guy. Liked him so much. And there were things that he did that I didn't think about until later. And I was like, he doesn't really respond. And when he does respond, it's late at night. And it'll be like, oh, hey, how are you? Hope you're doing okay. And when he was single, he didn't say anything. He was just like, yeah, I'm looking for a girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. But he didn't say, hey, I like you or anything like that. And like we would have these conversations where we would talk. He was single. We would make out and stuff. And then it hit me. It hit me a lot. Like, this guy's not into you. Why do you keep, waiting for this guy? And I think December of 2020 was my, you know what? I'm done. I'm truly fucking done. I can try to be a friend to him, but I don't know if we can be friends. Because he's kind of flaky. Like, he had this thing or whatever. So I'm like, okay, well, let's go talk or whatever. He didn't message me or be like, hey, can't meet at this time, blah, 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 to go talk. Let's meet at another time. I'm like, okay, cool. And then instead of meeting by Zoom or by Facebook, which video, which I thought we were gonna do, instead he messages me like, hey, so this is how I'm feeling. Hope you're doing well. And I was like, that's weird. Because when I look at my friend Max, after everything that happened in between us, the pettiness on my end, all that shit, he still had courtesy of saying, hey, let's go meet up. And then he followed through and he met up. He's listened to me even when I've had shit happen and been like, hey, you can do this. I've tried to be there for him. I think I'm kind of shitty when it comes to that. And it's just that thing of just realizing like, hey, someone out there will want to date you and they're not going to be embarrassed of you. Because I'm weird. I know I'm weird. I know the things I've done have always been weird. But I want somebody that actually is happy to, show me off and be like, yeah, this is my girlfriend. Not, oh yeah, this is a girl that I talk to, but I don't really tell anybody about. And then I looked back at old things that I had left and I'm like, wow, you're really attention hungry. And I don't like that. I don't like that past me. It's part of me, but I don't like her. But I can learn to live with past me as long as I continue to go forward and have growth. So I wrote this letter about this imaginary baby that I had wanted so badly to have with this dude because I was stupid at the time. But this was kind of like my fuck you letter, really, to him. It was never really, yep. And it's just, there's some things that I just think about where I'm like, such as, I'm glad it never would have worked. I'm glad you never came to exist. I'm saying this to this baby because I said, your father would have pulled your mother headfirst into the muck and she would have taken it. And then I go forward and say, find someone who doesn't make you want to diminish your light so they can shine brighter. Don't be a wallflower because you're weird or awkward. Embrace that shit. And never ever be someone's... Don't ever, never fucking ever let someone hide you like a damn secret. You deserve to be shown off. The person should be proud of you. Don't do what I did for so long. Waste away years for a boy who didn't want me in the sunshine, only in the dark. And that's how I felt, and that's still how I feel right now. I'm gonna have to go back on OkCupid, Hinge, and just go out there and be like, hey, how are you? And find new guys. Now, my weight. How are we going with my weight loss? Well, still ovulating, and I have great news. I canceled my Weight Watchers thing. Now, some of you are saying, how's that great news? You don't understand. It's absolutely perfect news. Now, I have been on Weight Watchers since February 20th, 2018. I then went off of Weight Watchers into February. End of February 2019, I canceled it. And then I rejoined in September of 2019. And then my last meeting that I went to was in February of 2020. And I had planned to go to March. And then pandemic happened. And for the longest time, I have been paying them $45 a month to essentially get unlimited meetings. But The workshops are very limited. I don't feel comfortable as A, I'm fat, B, I'm black, and C, I have asthma. 3 things that aren't really in my favor. Fat, black, and asthmatic are not something that I want to be safe. I want to make sure I'm safe, which is why I have not been going to actual physical meetings. It didn't make sense for me to spend $45 a month looking at Zoom, which is fine. I went to the Zoom meetings at the beginning, and then they got rid of the Zoom meetings and they had national meetings. So I said, okay, cool, awesome. I guess I'll try that. Then I heard they came out with Digital 360. Digital 360 has the awesomeness of digital, but they also add in the fact that you can do the Zoom meetings as well as coach-led videos that they have. And I was like, ooh, I really want to do that. So I tried to transfer it last month. Could not do it because when I went to my account, it told me I could either do digital only, or I could go from digital into personal workshops, which would be $54. And I said, why would I do that? Today, I talked to someone because I wanted to know how the hell I can, go forward. And the two of them could not figure it out because they were like, oh, we can see it on our end. And I'm like, I'm looking at the website right now, and the website is telling me I can only do digital. I cannot do Digital 360. And I said, I might as well just cancel my account. Okay, well, have a good one. Thanks. So, and here's the thing. The woman did say that I could maybe switch to digital and then I'd be able to do 360. Well, I switched to digital, which is not 360, and it doesn't include the Zoom meetings and the coach videos. And turns out, couldn't see shit. So I said, fuck it, I canceled it. And then I thought, well, let me try Digital 360. I can't transfer to it because I canceled my account after getting to digital because digital wasn't doing shit. Had I canceled it at the beginning of this month and then done Digital 360, I would have gotten the sale that they're currently doing. But as it stands, I am now paying $20 and I might not be able to actually go into the Zoom meetings. That's fun. That's fun. What is my hope for the future? I would like to do digital 360. My weight loss goal is to lose 35 pounds by December 31st, 2020. That is my new rule as of now. Lose 35 pounds. Besides that, I have been exercising more, making myself get up. I will say that I did sign myself up for, as I've talked about it before, I signed myself up for a run, which will be fun. Actually, it's a run/walk. I will be doing that, and it's about 13,000 miles that I have to continue by the end of the year. So I want to do that, and I also want to do the Route 66 one that they have, which is 2,280,000 miles as well. 2,208 miles. Can you tell I have not gotten a lot of sleep? Point is, I want to do that as well. I feel like it'll be fun. Who the hell knows? And right now for 2020, my main thing is just work and save up as much money, because last time I was like, I do want to have a job that's remote. I do want a second job if I can get it remote. And that way I can save a little bit more, pay off my bills, and then I'm in a much better place than I am currently. And move. To Milwaukee, no. Now, when I said move to Milwaukee, I was thinking the next 5 years. And that's just because, again, the devil's better than what you know, or that's not the correct way to say it, but essentially, I'd rather deal with the people that I know versus this. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. I finished my workout, so I'm going to go shower. And as always, fuck Tom Brady.